I'm telling you, telling my children was, for me, definitely the hardest part of everything. And I'll tell you, things have really changed. When I was young, when I was 18, I had a younger brother and younger sister. And just to give you an idea of perspective, my mother had cancer, but no one told us. And she died of cancer.
Oh,
And we
wow.
still were not told that she had cancer. Cancer was a word that nobody spoke. It was always, she has cancer. You know, nobody ever said it. And I didn't find out until several years after she died. So this was a big issue for me because I felt that I hadn't been told and I needed to tell my children, but they were very, I had a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old. And, they each could understand different things. And there are today, again, 17 years later, there are so many wonderful books. There are resources that will help you tell your children. I was at the Survivors Conference. There's now videos. There's things online, which kids are very comfortable with sometimes.
I'd like to interject something. For me personally, with my kids, I felt that how I handled myself was going to directly affect them for the rest of their lives. This was a life lesson placed in front of me, and I could either choose to rise to the occasion, and for me it was being honest with my children at all times and teach them a life lesson that they would carry with them throughout their journey in life, and learn that people don't live forever, people don't have hair, not everybody has hair, some people get fat, some people are sick. They all learn something from my journey.
Also, I think we have to remember that children each have their own ways of absorbing things. I think you're absolutely right, Mia. And I was also, very honest with my children. But to give you an idea, now my children are older, and at the time, I think one of the things that because I felt so strongly, why did this happen to me? Why is this happening to my children? I'm leaving aside the fact that I thought they'd be left without a mother, which they weren't. But besides that, why did my children have to suffer? And the interesting thing was how they'll look at it. So one day, I'll just give you an example of how they can look at it. One day, when I lost my hair started to fall out, and my son used to sleep at the bottom of a bunk bed. And so one night, I leaned out under to say goodnight to him, kiss him goodnight, and some of my hair fell on him. Okay, and we laughed about it or whatever. We told my daughter about it later. My son was 5, 6 then. So then a couple weeks later, I got my first fake breast, a prosthetic breast, and I had just popped it into my regular bra. And I lean over again to say goodnight to my son, and the prosthesis pops out of my bra, hits him in the face, and we burst out laughing. So my daughter, this is to show you what children's perspective, my daughter comes in from the room, she goes, "What's so funny? Why are you all laughing?" And we tell her what happened, and she looks at me and she goes, "Mom," she goes, "last week your hair fell out on Daniel. Now your breast falls out on Daniel. Wait," she says to me, she says, "It's not fair. All the good things happen to Daniel." So, but years later, I really do think that, I have enough perspective now to see this and how it's affected my children. And I have to say that I think this challenge made them the people they are today. They're both young adults, and when I look around at kids, I mean, maybe, they did suffer a bit for this, but in the end, it made them much, much stronger people. And it's not like I'd say, oh, it was great to have cancer, but it gave them something. Mm-hmm. And I think more than anything, Mia, you're right, that I think if you ask my children, what do you think, of everything your mom has ever done, I would say they are most proud of how I was as a cancer survivor.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jay Harness, and I want to share with you important information that I believe that every newly diagnosed patient with breast cancer needs to know.
I'm a breast cancer survivor.
I am a breast cancer survivor.
I am a breast cancer survivor.
And I want every woman to know
about personalized breast cancer treatment
and the genomic test.
A test that helps guide a woman and her doctor
to the best treatment options for her.
Pass it on.